So tell me a little bit about that song. What's the origin of that?
Yeah. So that song is called Timing. And it's also about a girl that I was with. But this one was only for a couple months. Kind of by the song, the timing wasn't right, and also some of the stuff that I talk about in there, just not being, not necessarily perfect, but a couple things happening that were a little too much for me. And so we met at a festival that I work, like a beer festival that I used to work at, and she was working as well. We sort of hung out with each other that night, had a good time. It was like, hey, let's hang out tomorrow. She didn't answer any of my calls in the morning, and I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just go home. And so I was driving back to LA. She called me, and I was like, I'm 30 minutes away already. And she's like, well, you can still come over if you want to hang. I was like, all right, let's do it. And so I turned around, I went back up, and we ended up spending that whole week together and just had a really good time. But I kind of knew, I kind of knew from the beginning that it wasn't going to be a forever thing. I was actually planning in a few months on leaving on a trip to Peru. So I already knew there was kind of an expiration date at the beginning. And she kind of fell a little bit, in a sense, harder than I wanted her to. And so I always feel kind of guilty about that. It's hard to navigate when it's sort of a relationship like that. But, some of the things that I talk about in that song, understanding or feeling like she wasn't really treated fairly by her family, seeing where she's coming from when she would, get in arguments with her mom and drink, it really made me sort of feel for her almost in a father figure type of role. And so her mom was born in the Philippines, moved here. And so from my experience, or from what I saw that she treated her sons as if they were these perfect little children, and she treated her as if everything that she did was wrong. And so it was a little weird for me being in the house with them, but I think she had gotten to the point where she was just like, fuck it. If you're not going to respect me, then I'm going to do what I want. And so I was kind of navigating, saying hi to the mom and being with her and stuff. And kind of another thing that I talk about, when we met, it was about a month after my dad died.
Oh, okay.
And her dad had passed, a year earlier, and she had a really good relationship with him. However, he cheated on their mom with the mom's sister and had a kid with the mom's sister. So very messy situation, but she had a good relationship with him. So, we would just happen sometimes where she would get in arguments with the mom, and she would just drink a little bit too much afterward. And man, I knew there was an expiration date on the relationship, but I got very emotional as I was with her, because of seeing these things and seeing these family dynamics, and kind of feeling, just bad for her at the end of the day.
In case anybody wants to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Yeah, if they want to get in touch with me, I really only have Instagram.
Okay.
And I think it's Anthony Phillips with 2 L's and then 2 underscores.
Okay.
And I have my music on Spotify.
Okay.
It's just Anthony Phillips with a period at the end, so hopefully that deciphers it. But you'll probably have to to search the song too. So this one's called Timing, Anthony Phillips Timing. You can look. I got a bunch of music out on there, some stuff on YouTube as well. Yeah.
Okay. And in closing, you have an album coming out too.
Yeah, I do have an album coming out. I spent the past year living in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. And I met a good friend out there, a good producer friend, who we just started bonding, and I started listening to his beats and just kept writing. And he moved out to LA, and we're going to get working together on a new album. So hopefully in the next few months we can have that coming out.
Well, thanks. Thanks for stopping by.
Of course. Thank you.